A long, long time ago, in a far, far away place called Blackistan, there were wars, and these conflicts were called the Blackistan Wars. And throughout these wars, there arose a man of royal lineage, and his name was BenjaminDeSouza. He brought forth a sword that will shine light in darkness, free the captive minds, and bring truth and justice. His eyes glimmered like ember. His skin was like fine burnished steel. And as he walked, behind him he left a glistening wake. This is the story of BenjaminDeSouza, the prince and the warlord.
Not gonna be the case. They know this shit. You know,
Wow.
Let me take
you
a
just
swing.
know it.
Let me
Yeah,
let
but
me take a swing at
Greg,
that question, DJ Kuda. Hold on, yeah. Well, it's something that I call the mother goddess complex. A lot of
Okay.
brothers suffer. A lot of brothers, a lot of women suffer from the mother goddess complex. They want to be worshipped, and a lot of brothers, you can call them being simps, but they worship at the altar of the mother goddess. You know what I mean?
my
And
woman is
so
God.
yeah, that. But it's a real thing. Like it's subconscious on brothers that like they worship black women and they don't even know it. As far as brothers not doing their due diligence in raising a upstanding woman as their daughter, they put their daughter on a pedestal. They're actually worshiping their daughter by trying to set them up as an idol. Now, not to go too far off into the spiritual, but you're never supposed to idolize anything. You're not supposed to idolize your children. You're not supposed to idolize your spouse, your job, whatever. Because when you do that, that could lead you into some very dark places. Like for instance, it was this gentleman who his daughter had like a terminal illness or whatever. So he decided to just go off half cocked and rob a bank. He got
Mm.
caught. Yeah, he got caught. Now he's got to serve like X amount of years behind bars, and his daughter still didn't get the money for the treatment. So his daughter died, and he still, had he not put his daughter up on a pedestal, he would have just accepted what it was and
Hmm.
just moved on with his life. So that's one of the instances where you have brothers who are compromised in that instance. When they do have daughters, they're idolizing their daughters, and they're actually raising little mother goddesses, and they don't even know it. But I'm gonna fall back. That was just an interesting question.
You
I just want to hop on real quick.
that was an
Okay, no
interesting
problem.
perspective.
Thanks for chiming in. Thanks,
That
bro.
was
Yeah, that's true.
Yo, what's happening? It's BenjaminDeSouza here, the Prince, back with another classic. And what you heard there was an excerpt from DJ Kuda's third shift stream. I recommend you brothers check that out from time to time if you're up on a third shift hour, whatnot. But there was a question that was posed by DJ Kuda, and he asked a question to Zero, and I forgot exactly how it was. I think he said something. Well, I'll pin the stream in the comment, in the comment section. But I think he asked something to the effect of how men who have daughters in some ways become compromised. I think that was some to the effect of what he asked. So I wasn't on the stream. I was like, man, let me hop on the stream real quick, get my 2 cents. So that's what I did. And not to get too far into the spiritual, but if you read your Bible, you'll see that in the book of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon, a man of renown, wealth, and prestige and accomplishments, he came to, after amassing a massive amounts of wealth, a large harem of women, beautiful women, and building, the Temple of Solomon. He was a builder. His summation throughout all the experiences that he had in life was to say that, it's all meaningless. This is meaningless, that is meaningless, everything is meaningless. And I know that's kind of nihilistic. If you read the book of Ecclesiastes, you'd be like, man, what, this nigga was on some nihilistic type of shit. But as you progress in life, you know, or if you come to certain understandings and whatnot, you'll see that it all is meaningless. You know, that we get up every day, we bust up the ship row, and I believe King Solomon himself said, a crown is not secure through all ages. You know what I'm saying? The reality is, you can do everything right, build an entire kingdom for your son, pass it down to your son, and your son just squander the shit in one lifetime. You know what I mean? So that, in essence, what King Solomon was saying when he said everything is meaningless. You know what I mean? Because things change, shit happens. You know what I mean? Pieces on the chessboard move. You know, and what I was trying to say there, and shout out to Chronicles of Judah 144. He really goes in depth with the mother goddess complex. I just coined the phrase mother goddess complex, and I added my little 2 cents onto it and put my spin on it, and but what I was really trying to say in that excerpt is, brothers do idolize women. You know what I mean? And you can see the overt worship of women. You know, that's why on Facebook and social media and shit, you can see it. That's why I'm so hard on these colorism bitches, because I'm like, no, where men are not choosing you because you're dark skinned or featured, or you got West African features, whatever the fuck that means. No, they're not choosing you because of something else. Because if you scroll through your social media, you'll see, man, I go to my Facebook right now, guaranteed every day I'll see at least one post by somebody lauding the beauty of dark skinned women. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll see if you just go through your social media and whatnot. And I'm not perfect, I do double tap on some of these bitches' photos on IG and whatnot. You know what I mean? So, but brothers idolize and worship women. You know what I'm saying? They do it so much so to the point to where they worship their daughters, and they put their daughters on a pedestal. So that's where that how you say compromise comes in. That's where they become compromised, and in this mother goddess complex, in this mother goddess worship that I speak about, and I've spoken about this in videos in the past. This dovetails into my how you say thoughts on the selection criteria, i.e., select, non-select, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Because my summation, how I observe things, is that it is not, men are not deemed select because they are jawline, because they're 6 foot, 6 figures, 6-pack, or whatever. That's not the case. I say that men are selected due to their how you say devotion and obeisance to the mother goddess concept. That's what makes you select. Because LAR movement. I believe he said this on a Brother Pill not too long ago on O'Shea's channel, and Obsidian was on there, and LAR movement said, you know, I know some brothers who are baby multiple or who are baby daddy several times over with several different women who are short, unattractive, with gold teeth, unarticulate. I'm adding on extra shit. Unarticulate, just dust buckets, or you know, not what you would stereotypically think of being physically select. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, they're still getting selected. Why is that? Because he is a devout a devotee of the Mother Goddess. He is devoted to the concept of the Mother Goddess. You know what I'm saying? And on that same third shift stream where I got the excerpt from, Zero had made a point to where, because they were talking about the Boris Kojo, whatever that chick's name is, with the fucking Alex Murphy off of RoboCop forehead having ass. Dead or alive, you coming with me, head ass, fuck out of here. And Zero was saying, Zero was saying that, you know, brothers who are select, stereotypically, who are deemed physically select, still get shitted on. You know what I mean? Like the red carpet isn't necessarily rolled out for brothers who are aesthetically handsome. You know what I mean? And I can attest to that because I, myself, not to brag, but well, at least I think you know, I think I'm aesthetically handsome. I've had several females over the years would agree with that. You know what I mean? But, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, back in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, even through my mid 20s and whatnot, right? When I was more of a, how you say, how can I put this? When I was a Mother Goddess worshiper, unbeknownst to me, I had a lot more success with the women. You know, it went a lot easier. And as I got older, I never had problems approaching women, getting their number, you know what I'm saying? Even, you know, spending time with them and whatnot, or even vetting them, you know what I mean? But as I got older and I started to break away from my idolization of women, you know, that's something that became a problem with women who I was intimate with or who I had intimate relationships with, because I was no longer paying obeisance to their Mother Goddess complex. You know what I'm saying? And women can sense this, just how men can sense when a woman is not feminine. You know, she can put on her best office voice all she wants to, but the real her is gonna slip out. You know what I mean? Her disrespect for the masculine principle is gonna slip out eventually, one way or the other. Just how we can sense that in women, they can sense that they can sense a non-worshiper of the mother goddess in us. You know what I'm saying? And I've said this before and I'll say it again. So all these guys here on, you know, on YouTube, these chat boxers and shit, you know, these motherfuckers and shit. I don't have those problems with females. Shout out to Georgia boy. Shout out to you, Georgia boy. Yeah. I don't have those problems with females. Nigga, that's because you are a worshiper of the mother goddess. That's what you are. So any man talking about this, well, I don't have those problems with women. Well, you worship at the altar of the mother goddess then. In conclusion, that's what I conclude. You know what I'm saying? Because nigga, I check a lot of boxes that these bitches is looking for. And I run into roadblocks because I don't play that shit. I'm not gonna pander to your ego, you know, etc., etc. So, in conclusion, I think it will serve brothers a a long way if we were to focus on higher things. You know what I'm saying? And when I first came into, I would say, the Manosphere 2.0 deal, and I became aware of MGTOW and whatnot, and I was following a lot of like white MGTOW content creators. Some of them, they mixed in an element of spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Which resonated with me. Shout out to Sunrise Hoodie. I kind of like his shit, but if and what I mean by focus on higher things, that every brother should have some sort of spiritual foundation. You know what I mean? Mine is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, so but you gotta focus on higher things, because if you put fleshly things on a pedestal, you idolize a woman, that woman's gonna let you down. You idolize a man, or you idolize a friendship, you idolize your career, you know, those things change. The Most High never changes. So, oh yeah, and one last thing about this whole Boris Kojo and RoboCop forehead. What I'm noticing is, and I don't want to get too conspiratorial, but I'm seeing a lot of high profile couples where the woman is openly disrespecting the man in on a public worldwide forum. Fellas, be very acute, be very aware of this, because women are followers. This may be a trend that may trickle down to the everyday woman that you may be dealing with. So what I advise brothers to do is to take well, I wouldn't say extreme, but a very stern. Well, I wouldn't even say stern. Do it however you want to, but make sure you make that shit clear, up front. That type of behavior, that open disrespect, that open public disrespect, is something that will not be tolerated. Hell, behind closed doors, disrespect will not be tolerated. Because that right there, that type of behavior is going to put fuel on the fire of these bitches' mother goddess complex flames. You know what I'm saying? So you talk to them, make sure you nip it in the bud immediately. No, that will not. Tell them one time. Tell them one time. Like you got to be able to walk away from it. Because these chicks are gonna test you. From what I see, the forecast. We've had the nose chick with Lawson, Stephen Curry, this chick, and I believe it was probably somebody else, another high profile couple where the female did that. Anyway, this shit is gonna make its way down to us. And when it does, brothers, you better be ready. And you better be ready and willing to lose them. Because they're going to try it. And you need to drive a hard line and set hard boundaries. Don't idolize said woman and say, well, if I don't want to lose her, so I'll just capitulate. No. Make this shit needs to be hard. It needs to be firm. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Get up on that.